everyone. I hope we can hear me clearly. And yeah, let me share my screen so that we can all get started. Uh, share. um, Okay, welcome once again to today's session as we round up the mobile photography portion of the entire training course. And oh, sorry. And yeah, so let's start with a brief recap of what we did last week. And we, okay, the main highlights of what happened last week was that we now demoed some product photography and edited the pictures and used that as a way to walk us through how to edit pictures in Lightroom and in Snapseed. And from what you guys would have seen, I kind of favor, I have a soft spot for Snapseed, but Lightroom, as I always say, is like international standard. If you step anywhere that maybe content creators are, or in fact, if you like do a Google search for um, photo editing, professional level photo editing apps, Lightroom might be the very first one that you see. So we covered editing in Lightroom and Snapseed, and this time we did everything from like doing a photo shoot then to processing, editing the pictures, things that you should look out for. And then we did that for a number of, I think for like three different product scenarios. So today we are going to continue in a similar fashion, just do another demo, do another example. Then from that example, we'll do everything from shooting to editing. Then now, because today's focus is optimizing your pictures for posting online. So as along with taking the picture, editing the picture, we will now look at the ideal or optimal settings that will help your pictures to come out looking crisp and sharp. Because Instagram tends to do some level of compression to pictures that may lower the quality. So it might be a thing of by the time you now finish editing, doing all the hard work, and now upload it, it ends up not looking as sharp as the picture that you took. There are some ways that there are some tips that I will show us to help us retain that quality. And yeah, so the first thing we are going to do before we get into the topic at hand is we are going to review the assignments that was sent in. And I will be, from this assignment, I will be ranking who I feel are like the top three. So I may not go through every one of the images, but I will try because of for time's sake, so we don't overshoot our time. So, but before we get too far ahead of ourselves, let's, in our usual fashion, let's have a quick poll. The first poll should be coming up right about now. Um, we just want to know, is the poll up? Okay. We just want to know, do you at some point in time want to sell, market, or promote products on e-commerce sites like say Jumia, Konga, Gigi, because part of what we're going into today covers like taking pictures for e-commerce so that because it's a lot different. There are different things that are more important for those kind of pictures. So just let us know, are you yes going to do that or no, it's not, you are not going to deal with e-commerce sites, or you're thinking about it, or maybe that even the idea of that even scares you. So let us know, and we'll review the answers in a couple of minutes. So for the for the assignments, let's quickly run through. I asked us to share about four uh, product images, then like one of different scenarios. So yeah, I think this is this tracks. A good number of us are thinking about doing e-commerce. Some are legit already planning about it. Okay, so that's good to know. So what we will be covering today should benefit a good number of you. So thank you. Then now to review the assignments. Thank you guys for, sharing your product images. So I will just go through quickly. I will just go through the ones that stood out to me. I think the amongst the photos in this particular category, this one or this series by Zainab, uh, Olajide Zainab really stood out to me. In fact, this was one of the pictures that jumped at me. Good use of patterns, texture. It looks like you took these photographs outside and you making use of natural light. So very good. This particular material that you used here kind of feeds into the theme of water. It felt like this was placed in a pool of water. So great use of background, great lighting. And I think with you, I don't know, I think you edited this. The edits, if you edited it, like you really brought out I'll say it brought out the colors and the like just made it, sharp. Like it really pops. Okay, this was the one that this was the first one that I saw and I really liked. Then I saw, oh, there's more. There's more. This is like, wow. And even using the red bottle caps to help it to contrast, to have some form of contrast. That was also a good decision because I see that on this image, it has a blue cap on the red background to also have that contrast. So it shows that you are really thinking about it and making use of, just making use of what you have. Like you have the material, you have the products, and you have beautiful sunlight. So yeah, the pictures really came out well. Yeah, this was also good. Although this is Emanuela. You sent us only one. Okay, you sent like a bunch of different things. I like that you use natural lighting, maybe, and you just took pictures of things that were around, I guess. So so stuff like these marks now, you could clean if maybe you're dealing with a product that has like scratches and all whatnot, you could actually use that healing tool in Snapseed to try and clean up this. It may turn out fine, it may not turn out so fine, but that's just a suggestion of something that you can do on another shoot. I liked this. I liked This, like the lighting of this was cool. I don't know what effects. Maybe I think you were trying to use the healing tool in Snapseed for these places, but it looks like it didn't work out too well. But I like the image. I like the lighting, the setting. It kind of has that drama to it. I would have preferred it was if it was a bit brighter, like if there was a bit more light. But I think this is really good, and this is a good use of lighting and space that you have. And in, which other one stood out? This was also good, taking with natural lights. Although these two contrasting backgrounds didn't were not in your favor. So maybe next time have like the white background fill out the entire back of the image. This is from Bamidele Shire. But good job. Nice use of the prop. Then another tip I would have like taken this like um from the front to really be able to appreciate the flower and the product itself. And I see that you did it in black and white too. That's good. This was also good, although you could have framed it better because now our attention is wandering between the drops of the nail polish and the nail polish itself. It's almost like we are shifting it to the side. When you are like when there's like a product that you want people to see or that you're selling, let that be front and center. All the other things can now be on the side. Even with the way the polish brush is here, you would have just brought the nail polish itself and just put it straight in the center. So if it's something that you had like a series of pictures for this product, you should have one where the main product itself is in the center, is right there in the center. So people see that, bah, this is what I'm buying. This is it. Then you can now do creative shots in the other ones. Nice one. Okay, I think this is the last one I'll check for this. Then, then this is from Joy Olashupo. Um, this is good. This is good. Like very even, I would say even lighting. Like there's no light that is too bright or too harsh, and everything is soft. You can see all of the necessary details, the label in front, the concentration of the products, and other details. Yeah, yeah. This is a good product picture. I have not many complaints. This is also good. I think you edited this one because the colors there's more contrast on this one. It's the color seems a bit sharper. I like them. I like them. And yeah, so I see some cake photos. And, okay, let's move ahead. Okay, let's talk about this one. This Hakeem Ali. Hmm, the lighting is interesting. Yeah, but I think it could have been better or brighter. There's a lot of dark, like there's no light coming from here on the right side, so it's making it seem a bit darker than it should be. Then this the high angle, like you would have say maybe brought this product down to like a bit closer to here, then taking the picture so that we don't see this crease, like this line here. Then center it, let that be the center of the image. And Just mm, this could have been just brighter. I would say maybe with the editing, you bring up the brightness so that we can see more of the product. Then in the whites, in like in Lightroom, you can increase the whiteness of white so that all these whites paper and stuff can become a bit brighter. Okay, so let me move to the next category. Kudos to this to Dorcas Odua. I like these pictures. This makes me want to get the cakes. But looking at this watermark, it like looks like maybe a camera picture. I don't know. I don't know. Or if it's that's your company logo, then okay, then that's fine. These also look good. It just straight up tells me uh, that this is the product, this is what I do. Come and buy, come and shop. So yeah, good. Okay. So let me move. So in ranking, in to rank my top choices for this category, number third place. So I'm doing it category by category. Then there will be like a final overall winner. So for the for this product category, I would say the third place is Emanuela. Good job. This is Emanuela, right? No, this is Bamidele. Emanuela, you did this, and I like this particular picture the most actually. Like there's a lot more that could have been done without. Okay, yeah. So third place, before I get distracted. Third place, Emanuela. Good job. Then second place is Joy. Um, okay, yeah, Joy. And first place in this category, you would already guess is Olajide Zainab. Good job, good job, good job, every other person. Then for low lights, this one was a bit tricky, but I was shocked to see that you guys were still able to create like interesting pictures. And I spoke about in one of the sessions, I spoke about golden hour when the sun is just about setting and it has that warm glow. And yeah, Joy was able to capture this perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly because I'm seeing the net from your window, but you saw the moment and you captured it. And that was very good. Then um, Olajide Zainab, this is also a good way of using low lights. There's a story here. In fact, if we were doing like a movie poster, we could use this, edit it a bit, put text, write ultimate power part two, the comeback of for those of us that watched the ultimate power go ahead. Then shooting the light itself in Manuela, that was also cool. That was nice. And Bamidele, I tried to see what was the focus of this particular picture, mm, but um, yeah, good example of shooting in low light. The light is obviously not bright enough, but I can see that this is a hair salon and there's even a ring light here. But yeah, good job, good job. So I would quickly rank. Um, oh, okay. Uh, I'll quickly rank the photos here. Third place is Emanuela. Third place is Emanuela. Good, you know, blue lighting, very nice. And Second place is Zainab, Olajide Zainab. Good job in this category. Then, of course, my winner for this particular category has to be Joy for being able to capture um, that golden hour picture. So, good job. And it's just for like, it's not like it's a product or anything, but it's a good, maybe you just want to put something on your story, something inspirational, about how time flies, those kind of things. So, then yes, action photography, being able to capture a moment. Um, oh, okay. It's just that this picture is coming in late. I've already done the grading. I would have said that this picture is like the best for this action photography because you were able to get the flow of the water, although the water was not in focus. But I guess it's a bit difficult to set focus for this kind of action, like when things are happening as they are happening. So this is like an honorable mention. If you had submitted earlier, this would have been number one for this category. So good job. Good job. Imagine if this was like maybe you sell drinks, this is your product, and you want to market it. This is a good way to showcase what it looks like being poured out, and just to make people enticed by a product. And I see some other people did examples of this. This is Joy's entry. You are also able to get that, it almost looks like this is a still picture. That's the whole point of doing action photography. Things that are moving, but we're able to just get a quick moment in that whole movement. I would say bring this a bit closer to the camera, not too far, not just at the background, because it's very close to the background. If you had done, say, maybe portrait mode, like because you are this close to the background, portrait mode won't work as well. Then it looks like some editing was done here. I wonder what was here that you removed or changed. Hmm. Okay, that aside, also good job, Zainab, on this one as well. You can see, everybody, most of us are using this pouring of liquid example. This is very good. If this, like, you can, instead of having the whole of this, like with the person here, I would have say cropped in and just look at how, super detailed this particular image looks. So like if it's just cropped in like this, like you can even go crop in a bit further, let the hand should not show just the bottom. Well, you can allow the hand to show small, sha. So just the bottom and this, yeah. But This was, this must have been a hard um, moment to capture. So good job, Emanuela, on this. Um, yeah, this is almost like a perfect example using action photography for documenting nature. Because if you're a wildlife photographer, you can't tell the animal. Maybe if it's lion that you are taking a picture of, that maybe you went to the zoo. Most of our zoo lions are they don't move much. But for example, you are taking just a picture like this, you're able to capture it. I know that getting these kind of pictures are a bit difficult. So good job, good job. Okay, Dorcas. Okay, well, I was about to dismiss this, but these bubbles would have been bubbling as this was being fried. The bubbles would have been moving very, very quickly, very, very quickly. So being able to, with action for like action photography, being able to capture that. Yeah, that's good. That's a good job. Then Bamidele, I don't really see any action. There's no movement, in this shot. So unless there was, like, if you mean by the dropping of this like this nail, the polish dropping, what you would have done is like just gone closer and focus on that. Then just put the brush right on top as the polish is dripping down, dripping down. It's a good way to show people, maybe illustrate the quality of the nail polish itself so that people can see that, oh, okay, this is a good quality product. It's thick and it's flowy at the same time. So yeah, so if I am ranking these for action, third place is Emanuela. That was a very difficult image to take. So good job. Second place is Olajide Zainab with this, like I said, nice, sharp, crisp. If you had cropped in a bit more, just on it, like this would be like it would have been right on the money. You have taken the first position from Joy. Now, even Joy, this particular picture, feel like changing, but he really illustrates that being able to more or less stop time, so to speak, with action photography. We have just brought it a bit closer to us. So good job, good job. Then let me go to long exposure. You can see in this one that um Bamidele you took. You can see that I can see that what you were moving was the brush, and the camera was able to retain all of that movement that you moved in the shot. So yeah, nice job, nice job. Then this is also another creative use of long exposure. So because in all of that time that the if you were using an iPhone for this, the when you set it to live, all of that time that it's used to capture the picture, it captured the smoke rising from the candles, and it resulted in an interesting looking picture. Again, like if we're using this for a movie poster, this would be fine. Then this was my best long exposure. This is what I was trying to explain to us during the session, and Joy, you were able to capture that. And good. I had like when I first, it reminds me of when I first started out in photography in general. I took a ton of images like this, and yeah, good job, good job. Um, I think mm, 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 Dorcas, long exposure. Well, there's not much movement in this picture for us to know if this was a long exposure photo, but like I'm tr looking at the clouds to see if it's because if it was a long, let's say long enough, okay, for like clouds to have that silky, smooth looking effect for long exposure, it needs to you need to that like that timer for live, it needs to be on for like a longer than the 10 seconds. And I don't think the phone camera is able to do that. So if there was movement somewhere else, or if you moved, or like maybe these grasses were like these bushes, if they were moving, you would have seen that motion blur. But since there was not much movement, uh, okay, I'm almost done. Almost done. So ranking for long exposure is third place is Bamidele, uh, Bamidele Shayo, because this was a very, very good example of long exposure. Second place is Olajide Zainab. Then first place is Joy, because this back, brought back memories. And for Zainab, this is awesome. This is also really cool. Then finally, oops, uh, then finally, um, creative, like your creative shot. I know I left this one open-ended, so everybody freestyle, but I liked Emanuela's creative shot the most. If this was, all these our biscuits brands, they need to be doing stuff like this, creative photos, put a nice caption, and talk about, something fun. And while at the same time you are marketing your product. So this was very good. I think this was my number one pick for creativity. This was my number two, I believe. Yeah, this was my number two because it almost looks like this drink is in a ripple, like it's in a pool of water with that ripple effect with the pattern, the tie and dye pattern that we see here. So that's very good. Then uh, I think third place is joy. Um, well, because it's still a sunset picture, so it's still pretty. Then yeah, okay. So overall, by the time you do the collation of points and everything, the third place would be Emanuela Oladejo. Then second place by 1 point, by 1 point, only 1 point difference between first and second. So second is Olajide Zainab. Then first is Joy Olashukwu. So just 1 point separating. So, so good job everybody that submitted their assignments that took it serious, and the good thing is that we're seeing progress from how we first started to where we are now. So good job everyone, good job, good job. So now to the matter at hand, what we have to do today. The main thing we are discussing, the main thing we are discussing today is how to optimize our images for posting them online, specifically Instagram, because most of us use Instagram as our number one image sharing site. So, let me do that to full screen. So the here's like a list of basic Instagram dimensions. If you are posting pictures to Instagram, this is too texty. Let me use this one. Yeah. So if you're posting pictures to Instagram, there are different places that you post. Either you're doing a reel or like maybe you're doing a something square. The two recommended um, dimensions for um, for posting pictures on Instagram is the square feed post and the portrait feed post. These two work well or work best for posting pictures. If you'll be putting pictures on your story, depending on how you want it to look, you would use them in this story dimension 9:16 ratio, and it's the same for reels. And these are dimension 1080 by 1920 for story, then 1080 by 1350 for portrait feed, then 1080 by 1080 if you are keeping it as a square. I personally would recommend doing the portrait post feed. You have a bit more room vertically for say if you are posting clothes or like, when I say long items, it's a good is pretty much the best option. So yeah, and noting these sizes, these that's like this specific, then it's the resolution of the images is important because when we are exporting our edited pictures from like say Lightroom now, it's recommended that when you are exporting, because Instagram will do some compression, you should let the size be like say times two of this recommended size. Most of the cameras on our phone um, take pictures at a larger resolution than this. So exporting, by the time we are now saving our pictures, instead of letting them be uh, because if you export it at that same large size, Instagram will try to compress it to this size. So that's some of the reason why our images may lose quality, may lose that crispness because Instagram is trying to compress it to this. But a good way to avoid that is that at the point of exporting, which I'll show us when we are doing an example, is to do still have this 4:5 as your ratio, as your aspect ratio, then you will do for the long side, for this vertical side. I'll show us in Lightroom. It will be times two of this. That is 2700 or 2700. Yeah. So one thing before we now delve into, I just want to chip this in. I know we'll go much more deeper into this in the digital marketing aspect of this training. Um, that at the point after you post, it is important that you engage. It's not just to, and I know like some of us here have been on Instagram for a while, so this may not be news to you guys, but I'm just reiterating it for me, for because people might wonder, oh, I took this nice picture and it's not performing well or it's not reaching people because typically a lot of the pages that I follow and buy stuff from on Instagram, they really don't do much of engaging their audience in the comment sections. Only when people ask about price and stuff. So it's important that even when people reach out to you in the comments for what's the price of this, what's the price of that, engage. You can even if it means just tell them, please check your DMs, clinical, 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 just so that Instagram sees that okay, this is actually content that people are engaging with. More so if you are putting out photos that are like for to just generate engagement, to draw people to your particular page, not necessarily selling a product now. It's important that you engage people so that Instagram, the algorithm won't say that sense this one is not powerful because like say, the first thing it does is it shows to about 10% of your audience. If those ones engage with your post, then more users, so more than that 10% will now continue engaging. Which is why also when you take a picture, put it on your status, share it on your WhatsApp, share it on different groups, so that at least that first 10%, although your friends and family will be the first couple of people engaging with it. That way, the pictures that you took with your hard-earned energy and strength will not go to waste. So that being said, the demo that we are going to do today is we are going to take some photographs for e-commerce. Like how we asked in the poll, if some of us are going to be, marketing, taking some of all these pictures and putting them on e-commerce sites like Jumia or Konga. I know a requirement for a site like Jumia is that your your images should be shot on a clear white background. So clear white background, very visible, clear to see and stuff like that. So we are going to take some pictures, and this time around, we're not going to use it's just so that we're showing different ways, different hacks, and removing the number of, will I say, excuses from that will be limiting us from doing these kinds of photo shoots by ourselves because we all know that um, economy is not really smiling. So some of these things might be capital intensive at the very beginning of starting up your business. You don't want the fact that, say, maybe you don't have 250 or 500K to do like a full-on product shoot. So you don't want that to hinder you. So this is what we're going to demonstrate is a fast and easy way to, go around that. So we're going to be taking a picture like what you see on the left, this t-shirt, and with a picture that is taken like this, at the point of, let's say maybe professional editing, you can easily remove the background from that image because I know at least some sites, some e-commerce sites, they would help you to automatically remove the white background if it's not shot on a clear white background. Then apps like Photoshop, Canva, Canva Pro has a feature where it will just remove the background for you, and a whole list of AI tools help you to remove backgrounds. In Lightroom, you can do that with masking, but it's a paid feature. So I won't delve into doing that, but I will show us how to take the picture, then edit it in such a way that you know is nice and clean. So um, if we have enough time, some of us would um, demo this as well. But if not, just let's all just pay attention and join me to follow along. So now I'll be. Let me stop sharing my screen and move to the alternate setup. I hope you guys can still hear me as I move. Come on. Okay, so this is our backdrop, and like I said, any plain color is fine. Uh, and this is the product that we will be using in this example. There's a t-shirt. So you had, if you have an entire uh, collection that would be going to an e-commerce site, like say Junior or the likes, then this is a quick and easy way to do it. And you see, I think one of the participants, whether it was Emanuela or Bamidele, that did an example where she took photos of a shoe on like that picture of a shoe. That was a good example of what you can do with a white background, but I would say have something that is a bit neater. One way of knowing that you know some like a backdrop has been used is how dirty it is. So good a thing I have this elevation here. So it's just a thing of I would place the uh the clothing item there, then I'll stand up here and take the picture. So first thing first would be to the prepare the item. So I'm just going to, lay it flat on it. And if it's a, like, say, corporate shirt or trouser, something that needs to be neat and ironed, you should have ironed it before now, so that it comes out looking clean. And be careful not to step on the background itself. So I'm sure as you guys are seeing my screen, you can already tell how the image is going to be. And just like this, then it's also because it's also good to take a picture of the other side, that's like the back, or details, like go in, because people want to see some proof, will I say proof of how authentic the product is. So little details, like say the emblem, and try and make sure you don't get the uncovered background. So this Nigeria NFF logo, this, then now flip it to the back. The main thing I want to show is the editing, because you can see it's not like everywhere is bright. Thankfully, the sunlight is not too harsh, so there are no, like, if you see the sky, the clouds are covering the sky. It's almost golden hour, so the lighting is not harsh and it's not too bright, it's not too dark. So that's why we don't have shadows on the edges. And a lot of times, shadows on the edges are your number one. Shadows in a lot of product photography can be your enemy, especially when you're taking pictures like this, because the idea is supposed to be it's on a plain white background. Then maybe some more details of the pattern, of the Adara pattern, you know. In fact, it's even just now that I'm seeing that this is a woman that is shooting out laser. I did not know that that was what was there before. Then, like that, we have our picture. This was done in under 10-20 minutes. So let me Just quickly take these back in. Now for backdrops like this, or I think when I got this one, it was like about at the beginning of the year or the middle of the year for a fashion photo shoot. I cost 15K, and you can see it's very long. All the side that is dirty, I can because of the material, it can be washed. So uh, it has and that was one of the reasons why I picked this particular material. And I had one that was cloth. They call it muslin. This is PVC or plastic. So that one, it would this dirt and stuff would really be difficult to clean. You would have to launder them. Okay, so now that that is done, our main focus. Oh, sorry, I thought my camera was showing what I was doing. So now that we've taken the picture, we will edit. So let's head over to Lightroom. I think I'm echoing. Let me fix that. Show us those settings that I was talking about. Okay, so yeah, now that we're in Lightroom, you can see images. Okay, so let's. I think because like I'm sure as you guys are looking at this, you can see that it's almost already ready. I think this one has like the most space, the most white space around it. So the first thing we will do is to crop. And as I mentioned with aspect ratios for Instagram, we know that that's the place. Okay, if that was the place that we were going to post this image, we would use this 4:5 aspect ratio. Then move it a bit up, maybe down. So we can already see that for those of you that were in the last class, as you are seeing this uh, we are seeing this extra portion where the pumping machine is showing. You already have an idea of what we are going to do. But before that, we just do and that thing that we do is in Snapseed. But before that, let's do, um, you know, some basic editing here in what do you call it, in Lightroom. So we've done the crop. Then let's go to edit. Light. Now, I think we remember the curves. Those curves that we did in Lightroom. You can just bring up the curves here. Most of the time, the easiest thing to, try and bring up your image is to just create like a standard S curve. But make sure it's on the white. You see, before it was on blue. There is RGB, red, green, blue. then white. White is like the entire image. Green is maybe if I just want to, I just the green in the image, but it won't make sense to do that right now. So go to curves and just create like an S curve. The shadow area, which is this bottom right area, bring it down small. Then the highlights, take it up small. Then we go back to the, okay. Okay. Then for exposure is the brightness. I think it is already bright enough. Okay, let's brighten it a bit more. Then increase the contrast more. Because if we remember, what a lot of what I was saying that last class was less is more. Less is more. Sometimes you don't need to overdo the settings, especially if we light properly and position the image well, then we don't need to do too much. So for these shadows now, because I want the white to really come out, so I'll maybe brighten the shadows. Let's see what that will look like. Okay, over brightening the entire image. So I'll just leave it. Then the whites now, let's see if we what we do, what we look at if we increase the whites. So now, as we're increasing the whites, like it's already looking like the image we had in that example. And I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Maybe color and for the thing to pop a bit more, not too much. Just let's just increase the vibrance small, small, so that this green will really pop. Okay. Okay. I think now this image is fine. In fact, if we did not have this excess up here, in fact, we just save it and send to them. Okay, so I think this is a good picture. This is a good picture. So for the export settings now, so when you're done editing and everything, now go to share, which is this icon on the top right, and go to export as. Then under export as, make sure your file type is JPEG, JPG. Then for dimensions now, I'm sure it would have been on your maybe on your own Lightroom, it may be set to this largest available dimension or small. Put it on custom. Then if you remember from the slide on image sizes, you remember that the dimension portrait is 1080 by 1350. If we remember, I said it's always recommended to set it to times two of that recommended IG size. Because if we go and check the dimensions that the picture was taken at, you can see it was taken at 3072 by 480. That's almost like the highest. I think that was in the settings that the camera for it to take at the highest resolution. So, but you will see that Instagram, no matter how high your resolution of your picture, it will look to compress it to that 1080 by 1350. So by making exporting your image to be first, have that 4:5 aspect ratio. Then you now make sure the long side, by long side, it means the vertical side. That side that is 1350. If you do times 2, it give you 2700. So, and this is especially if you are exporting to. Hello, can you guys hear me again?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Okay. So, yeah. So set the long side to 2700 and then go to more options, and in this output sharpening, so we'll just add a little sharpening at the end of it as it's exporting it. Go to screen, go to output sharpening, set it to screen because you are exporting it for screen. It would have been different if you are maybe you wanted to print it out as a picture to be framed. But since it's for screen, you set it to screen, then the amount to standard, then leave all these things the same and tick the export and view in your gallery. And it should be, well, if you are opening it in Lightroom, it will just bring out the same thing. But if you go to your gallery, there is a folder for Lightroom. Adobe is usually called Adobe Lightroom References. Then you see it here. Now, for this excess part, we can, oh, um, 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 now go to Snapseed, Snap, S, Snapseed, then open, go to albums, go to Adobe Lightroom, because by default, Adobe, I don't know, they are one kind. So you might be looking for where your picture is saved in your gallery. You'll not find it. It's inside a folder called Adobe Lightroom. So this is the image. And the one thing that we want to do, the only thing that we came here to do in Snapseed is to use this healing. Let's see if it will work for us. And just, try and heal 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 this. Is to do it patiently. And in fact, if there was a brush function, it's taking press back. So let's go back to hidden. Ah, oh,
So yeah, with that, with yeah, with that, we are done. Can we hear me? So, Mr. Godwin, I think you can take over at this point.
I was
I
saying
was
that with that we've wrapped it up for today. So, Mr. Godwin, I think you can take over from there.
Okay, so something, thank you very much for the session. So class, does anyone have a question for regarding today's class? So if there's something you didn't understand, something you need repeated again, you can just raise up your hand, and then I can bring you on. You can either decide to type a message or I can bring you on so you can talk to Mr. Somuto. Does anyone want to do that? Any hands raised? Okay, I see someone's hand raised. Inspired Adira. Okay, so I'm going to allow you to talk now. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, Inspired. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I see
Yes, yes.
inspired and speak.
Good, good evening, Mr. Godwin,
Yeah, good
and
evening.
good evening, Mr. Asomto. Yeah, so when he was taking the first picture, I think he zoomed for the jersey when he said he was going to stand on the rail. I didn't understand that part. Are we going to zoom in or we set it in the camera setting?
Okay, no, you don't particularly need to zoom in.
Yeah.
You just need to make sure you are directly above the image, almost like how we're doing a top shot, how we're doing a top shot in this in when we're inside the studio is similar. It's almost the same. This time now I just need to stand on something outside. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Does anyone else have a question? Um, Anyone else has a question, comment, feedback, anything? Okay, so I see that that's all on questions today. Mr. Sumter, is there any assignment or anything for tomorrow? Is there anything you want them to prepare for or to in preparation for the class tomorrow? Hello? Hi, Mr. Sumter, can you hear
Oh,
me?
sorry. I didn't know my audio was off.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So, yeah. So the assignment for this week is to just do as I did. So okay, I forgot to mention that this kind of pictures are what we call flat lay, like just laying the pictures flat and taking pictures from above them. And you typically see this for taking pictures for e-commerce platforms. So I want us to do this with the mind of like this picture is going to be edited and taken to um, whether a Jumia or a a Konga or any of all these e-commerce sites. So and you can do it outside if you have lighting that you can use to do it inside. You can stay by the window, just have it evenly, like the place evenly lit. And I was saying that backdrops these days, you can get a decent backdrop between 15 and 20K, maybe as high as 30 if you are now looking for bigger sizes. Then, or you can even just use white cardboard, yeah, especially if your product is not too big. You can just use white cardboard or a white cloth that you find around. So it's just for us to exercise that taking product pictures for e-commerce sites. Or even if you have a white table as well, it's just that you might need to use healing tool to try and clean some of the uh, blemishes. So yeah, I think, sorry, Mr. Godwin, I think my camera caught while I was doing the cleaning up on in Snapseed.
Okay. Okay.
So let me try and just conclude that
Okay.
quickly. Um, Let me share my screen. Okay. So it occurred to me even while um we were doing this, that I could just, crop this, then expand again. So if I crop this to the point where I'm barely getting that excess. Okay. Then I now use the healing. It now does a much better job, a far more better job. So like this, the image is pretty much okay, but say I want to get back those extra space that we lost. I'll now go to expand, then expand upwards, to the left, to the right, down, all around. And Snapseed helps us automatically generate from the edges that backdrop again. Then I can now go back to crop, make sure it is that um, 5 by 4, 4 by 5, then crop it back in, and it's good to go. So yeah, for in case anybody didn't catch that.
All right. Thank you very much. Does anyone have any question on that, or seems like everybody understood today's session? Okay. So I think everyone is fine. So if you have any questions later, you can always drop it in chat. Mr. Somto is on the group. You can always leave him a message. With that said, thank you everyone for attending today's session. It's always great to see everyone here. Thank you for people that came in early. Please, tomorrow, let's try and come in early, because the earlier we come in, the earlier we can start, so we can cover everything we want to do. It's always usually a very impactful class when people come in early and we start early. So thank you very much. We'll send you tomorrow. So tomorrow's session the same time. We'll look forward to seeing everyone on the call tomorrow. So with that, have a good day, enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.